get out in the winter, I enjoy it.
We're here for a purpose, to preserve the land.
They put me in as the women's chair.
Farm Bureau is a huge part of our lives because
This Woman of the Year runs one of the most successful ag tourism operations in Idaho. District 1 Woman of the Year Wendy Swore is a can-do pioneer and wildly successful at everything she does.
Mom, get that one!
Including the pumpkin patch and corn maze that brings thousands of people to the farm.
my husband and I bought the farm back in '99, and we've been running the sweet corn and red potatoes and going to the farmer's market and having people come out and buy the produce here at the garage ever since. We've had the corn maze for about maybe 18 years, and I've gotten better at it every year. It's pretty tricky and hard now.
That corn maze is not only complex, but a learning opportunity. There are clues, ag questions that kids use to find their way through the maze.
You look at the question and the answer is actually really surprising for most of the time. So yeah.
So you learned a little bit about ag too?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wendy and husband Mike Swore have turned their farm into a brand and are leaders in the fresh produce market.
So the farmers market starts the first weekend in May and it runs through the end of October. So every Saturday then we harvest everything we can, and in the spring that means a lot of plants and starts and things that we take to the market and greens, and then later on we take in a lot of produce. We end up with 6 booth spaces spread out with all of our produce.
And all that sounds like a full-time job, right?
You're also an author.
I am. I just signed a 2-book deal for my book that's already done is called A Monster Like Me, and it'll come out in March. I'm super excited, and I got an agent.
Complete this sentence. Farm Bureau
is a huge part of our lives because they've introduced us to the farming community. They've taught us a lot about how to be better farmers and what we're doing, and made us understand that our voice matters in what we have to say, and we can reach out to our representatives and to the board and get things done to help our farming operation work better.
Wendy Swore, District 1 Woman of the Year. Northeast of Arco, there's a ranch that stretches from Darlington to the foothills above Blackfoot. That's where you'll find this Woman of the Year.
Great day for moving cows!
Hi, I'm Pam Kelly. I'm the Woman of the Year from District 2. I live at the Kelly Livestock Operation here in Darlington, Idaho. We have about 180 head of cattle. Some of those are replacement heifers. We run a cow-calf operation, so we calve them out in the January, February, March, April part of the year. This time of the year we bring them home off of the summer range. That's the fun part, is having those calves though and bouncing around a lot between spring and summer.
Pam Kelly says the best part of all this is getting the family together and driving the cattle home in the fall.
You look around, we've got moms and dads and kids of all ages, and we've been in and out of one pickup trying to warm them up and get them going again. And they've all done awesome today. It's been a good day.
Pam's husband and cattle company partner Mark says that Pam is key to the company's success.
Through the years, she's got bolder and more aggressive, and she's not to be put off any longer. When she says something needs to be done, it's either done now or we pay the price.
Mark and Pam Kelly are Lost River Farm Bureau mainstays.
And I kind of tagged along and got active in the board and active in what was going on. And then in 2001, they put me in as the women's chair. I feel that Farm Bureau is the foundation to everything.
This Woman of the Year says she's proud of her ranch and proud of her organization.
It gives us a voice.
Pam Kelly, District 2 Woman of the Year. Each and every spring, the school children return to this modest Hazelton farm, and the looks on the faces of the kids say it all.
Today is our farm tour that I'm putting on for the Jerome County Farm Bureau.
This is Lola Fitzpatrick's farm, and she's the District 3 Woman of the Year.
Oh, I do love my farming. It's a great adventure to be able to share with people and to be able to give back everything that God has blessed us with.
Lola's mission in life is simple: show the next generation the joy of farming and where their food comes from. These ag tours are her passion.
Lola set this up and she's invited the whole elementary. She's doing a grade at a time for a half a day, and man, she's gotten all kinds of activities: fishing, planting, seeing all of her animals, and the kids are learning where their food comes from.
I just like to do things that I do on a daily basis. So I do love to give to people, and I love to share what I know about my part of farming and how substantial farming is for everybody. And so it isn't anything that I don't do on a daily basis, but I have had the experience of sharing my time with others and going around the state and having an opportunity to give to the school, which is just less than a mile away.
And that's where Farm Bureau has come in handy for Lola.
I like Farm Bureau because of all the opportunities that I can give back to people and share my farming experiences and teach the people the knowledge of where their food comes from.
And Lola's roots in Farm Bureau goes back more than 5 decades. You might say she was born into it.
She was the Farm Bureau Baby of the Year in 1956 and received many gifts at that time.
Lola says the farm message is so important these days, and we all have a duty.
We lived out here for a purpose, to preserve the land, because once you have land taken away for something commercial, it doesn't come back for farming.
Lola Fitzpatrick, District 3 Woman of the Year.
In District 4, our Woman of the Year is an all-around farm wife.
Hi, my name is Janelle Walton, and I live in Gem County, Emmett, Idaho, and we farm on the bench. We run about 600 acres. My husband Danny and our son do the majority of the work. I irrigate and help out with tractor work when I'm needed. We also run about 130 head of beef cattle, and I help with vaccinating and branding Kobe and Katie are in the business, are in our son and daughter-in-law and their family, and they farm with us.
Much like Janelle and Danny started out, first married and working on Father Bruce's dairy farm.
First time that Dan and I saw each other, it was love at first sight. Worked on the dairy for 3 years. His dad was running a big dairy at the time, and he and I helped with the milking, and I took care of baby calves.
A move to Wyoming to work in the energy industry lasted 25 years, with eventual return to Jim County to farm.
It's a family operation. We farm hay, wheat, corn, and then we have our herd of cattle.
And 5 kids that have blessed the Waltons with.
We've raised 18 grandchildren out of here on the farm, and I've taught them all how to irrigate. And when they decide to leave the farm, they know how to work hard.
She serves as County Women's Chair and embraces all that membership in the Idaho Farm Bureau offers.
Well, it gives you the opportunity to meet with other farmers and talk about the problems that they're having as well as what you're having and how they deal with those. And it's also given us an organization that backs the farmers. And when we have an issue, we feel like that we can go to the Farm Bureau, and if it's a legitimate issue, they take it on and work towards what's best for the farmer. Every year, we meet with the county commissioners at least once or twice a year. We are up on all the issues. We take on tax people. We've taken on school board issues. We've taken on planning and zoning issues. And if we don't stand up and fight for those things, we'll lose our right to farm.
Janelle Walton, District 4, Woman of the Year.
I'm Naomi Wood from District 5, Woman of the Year. We've lived here for 30 years. Been married for 40 almost this month, and we raise Red Angus cattle.
Naomi and husband Leonard are weaning calves on the Bar VX Ranch outside of Sandpoint. It's teamwork and labor of love.
But as far as working with them or feeding, to get out in the winter, I enjoy it. I enjoy just being out with them and the fresh air, and you know, they can't eat until you're there. I mean, they depend on you. So my feeling is get out there and do it.
And that's what Naomi does, along with all the paperwork.
I try to enter everything in the spring when we get them out on pasture, and then you have to go in and you have to put all their weaning weights and weaning dates and cow's weight and condition and everything when you wean them.
When Naomi's not running cattle, she's canning.
This is what I love doing, canning. And a can, well, it starts in spring with pie cherries on top, and then I garden. I do everything other than, you know, what you have to buy, peaches and stuff. But yes, this is just part of what I've done.
And the work around the ranch is never done, and this Woman of the Year stays on top of it.
They're basically ready to go out. We just have to sort the heifers and the steers.
Husband Leonard says the ranch can't run without her.
Yeah, she's a workaholic. You know, she grew up on a farm, and her dad and mom instilled work ethics that are unending. 13 grandchildren, and they keep her running, and she keeps them running, so it's
kind of a big deal in family, just like Farm Bureau.
Oh my gosh. Farm Bureau has been in the family, my family, forever. My folks were Farm Bureau members, and I think Leonard's folks were Farm Bureau members. They're always there. I mean, just going through the things that they do for the farmers, and it's amazing. It is totally amazing, and they're backing us all the way.
Naomi Wood, District 5, Woman of the Year.